Hey, Forex Fortune Hunters, Tom Wilmot. We have a really terrific template up on the screen here called Super GMMA Quick. It's designed for Metatrader with optimized indicators, and I've added a couple of very interesting features to fine-tune it so that you can collect an enormous number of pips, especially on those pound-yen, pound-New Zealand kind of pairs. Let me show you how. Hold on to your hat. We'll get started right after this. Okay, friends, here we go. I've added a couple of features, as I said in the intro, to our Super GMMA Quick, and I wanted to emphasize by doing this that we would like to know if two audiences are aligned in their buying or selling activity. And what I mean by that is that we have a long-term set of moving averages here, multiple moving averages, 30 down to a 50 EMA, for example. And you can see when we have an uplift here and a crossover of these moving averages, the 30 in this case crossing up above the 50, that we begin a very nice uptrend on this particular day. Now, I just used a 15-minute chart here. You'll have to experiment with the ones that you're most comfortable with. The lower time frames tend to not have as much consistency and more chop, but in any event, this is a particular strategy that I always use to try to see when 2 or 3 time frames are aligned with one another. Now, notice that what we did was we used our Wilmot Cross EMA indicator and plugged in the values 30 and 50 here to get these medallions to pop up. Let me show you about that right here. The indicator list is as follows: Wilmot Cross version 1.1, and we'll pull up our values here to see what's going on. This is the colors, and what I do is I block out some of the colors so that I don't have duplicate lines. But in any event, inputs, we can actually click wait for the bar to close, true, and down here you can see we have fast period 50 and slow period, fast period 30 and slow period 50. Now notice too that you could choose to have this only in a 1 minute or 5 minute, 15-minute chart, but we've chosen all time frames. And in the colors section, once again, we had white smoke for up and orange for down. Okay, so that stabilizes this issue, and here's our indication. Now, in this particular case, in the London session on this day, which was the 14th of January, 2020, we dropped down, and this caused a crossover of those longer-term lines. Then we pop back up, and we have an uptick here. Now, many times, repeats over and over again. Watch for this if you just install this particular indicator on the template, that you have a pullback after the uplift begins. That's a retest of where we were before, and it also is a signal at this point that all the people that got stuck, all those shorts that got stuck from this position here, want to try to get out. And when it approaches this level here, it's a natural kind of thing for them to say, okay, let's get my pain out of here. I got to get reversed and get back on the plan. So even if they're zeroing out and have no positive trade, at the very least it's adding at this particular moment in time a big kind of short covering opportunity. So in any event, now the next thing is we can always insert indicators by simply clicking on Insert and Indicators. And you can come down here on your list to your custom indicators. Now you'll notice, because I have so many that I've tinkered with over the years, this falls off the screen and we can't see it as well as we need to. So you can also come back here to View, and we can come down here to Navigator, and at that point you'll see here over in the navigation slide, you'll see all the indicators, you'll see what the account is. You can also go down here and take a look if you have robots or expert advisors or scripts. Those will be listed down in this area. And here is our Wilmot moving average cross. I'll drag it over by left-clicking and dragging and put it up on the screen. Once again, I'm going to get rid of the colors. I don't need to duplicate the lines on the screen. I'm going to say none for yellow, none for purple, and here are my new medallions. Now we also, in this case, because it comes with a default value of 3 and 5, we have to change this. Our short values in our GMMA Quick are 5 and 15, and that will give us the differentiation that we're looking for. Okay? Now notice when we started to fall down over here on the short time frame, we had a red medallion followed by this medallion. In this particular case, we never got a full continuation of the trend here in the British time frame. So we come back up, we look at this. This is 7 a.m. in the morning Boston time. This is when we got our first uplift, and as the market opened, this trend continued all day. So now we have what I call time frame alignment. We have our short traders trading higher, and we have our longer term investors also supporting that trend. That's why it's so hard for something like this to happen, to have a real downtrend when we have our long-term commitments moving higher and higher. All of this is scalp money, and it is not able to penetrate the longer-term trend. This is also, as you can see here, and I'll clean this up a little bit, this is also, as you can see here, supported by the stochastic with a 423, by the RSI, and by our colored MACD. Notice that the pullback here occurred with 3 orange bars. We never penetrated the 45-55 line. We did pull down, and we had an oversold condition as we reached down towards the 25 oversold level. So those are some important signals. And when you get into that situation, you can see very clearly that you could put your stop right here. And in this particular case, even with the pound New Zealand, and I don't recommend that for beginning traders because it's too volatile. But take a look at this. You've got 10 pips down below here. Even if you go to 15 pips, you can, if you want to trade this pair, downsize your contract values. You can even go as low as 10 cents a pip. Those are possibilities for you. And with a 10 pip stop or a 15 pip stop, you've got plenty of room here to breathe. So you pull back, you force it upwards. Now you can either take this when it crosses, the white crosses back over the stochastic, when you blast back up through the 55, or you can just look for a candlestick combination. Now there's one other thing I wanted to tell you quickly on this particular video as we moved over to the end of that week. I wanted you to notice too, just to review for those of you who are newer, watch out for the fundamental announcements. Look at this kind of chop. It does continue to move in a downtrend, but you can be, especially with a volatile pair, in big trouble with your stop losses and everything. Try to avoid these. Let me show you here what was going on. This was our Forex Factory calendar from last week. And in fact, we had a lot of European information popping up. We had a speech by Lagarde on that morning, the Friday morning, that big spike occurred. And look here, pound, flash marketing PMI, flash services PMI, a big uptick when the values came in above normal. Now, best, in my opinion, just to stay out of the market at that time. Don't try to make any predictions unless you have a breakout strategy, but that's not our Super GMMA Quick. What we're trying to do is take advantage of trends that are occurring without a whole lot of noise from the fundamental analysis. Okay, guys, I hope that's helpful. Please leave a comment. Please follow us. Subscribe to our channel. We're blasting past 200, and that's just terrific news. We've got a number of people who signed up over at fxfortunehunter.com. And really and true, if you'd like some additional information about these indicators and also a free download of the indicators and templates, just shoot me an email by logging onto that site that we'll describe in the description section below this video. So once again, if the videos are helpful to you in this trading environment, please subscribe and give us a like. We'd really appreciate it. And in the meantime, look forward to seeing you next chapter. Let's get some pips.